Right, it's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Trojan Detail, also Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas, Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Join our family today. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. We are in Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good jobs. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have a 401k where we match your gross pay up to 4%. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come join us today, the family of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Be home on the weekend. Drive for the best today, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. I am very excited today. I got some good guests. Ooh, I got Troy Pet Center. I got Terry McPherson. I got my Army friend, Mr. Forrest. We just gonna have a good time this morning getting ready for Christmas. We do pray that everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Well, I know you've already heard about all the schools and everything, but we're gonna run down them right quick. Like Troy University, 13, Appalachian State, 48. I'm not for sure, I talked to Junior this morning. I think that might have put Troy out of the a bowl game. I don't want to quote that I don't know. Alabama, Auburn. Everybody wants to know about that one. They just moved everything around. Alabama 45, fell a little short. Auburn 48. Clemson 38, South Carolina 3, Ohio State 56. Michigan 27, Georgia 52, Georgia Tech 4. We're going to talk about a lot of things this morning, so we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to get our guests up here and get right into our show. We got a good school coming this morning. Going to tell you how to get your CDL, so just, hey, sit around, call a friend, tell them to turn the Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. $1,000 sign-on bonus? These guys did. It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Oh, look at all my beautiful little helpers. We got toys. That's right. It's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Trojan Detail, also Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas, Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Welcome back to Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. I'm excited about this guest here. This is Mr. Terry McPherson. Big T.
Talk to me.
It's just good to see you. I worked with you for years, and now you're retired, but you're still working. And you got a big deal coming up, and I'm excited about it. A couple of years I was fortunate enough to let you use my Polaris, but you got so many volunteers now that you about got this deal going. Tell us how this deal works with this handicap hunt.
Well, first off, I want to tell you I appreciate you letting me come on this show. I worked with Wiley Sanders 30-something years. They provided for my family. They're really good to me. It's a good company to work for. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Oh, ain't no doubt.
I tell you, we got a little organization called Outdoors with Friends, and we're sort of based out of the Southside Baptist Church up the street up here. We try to make it possible for disadvantaged kids, disabled people, wounded warriors to make a deer hunt. It's not about the deer hunt, it's about the fellowship. We get to meet with them and they're special guests. We try to make them feel special. We try to give them an opportunity to see some deer. If they shoot one or not, that's immaterial. Just the fellowship. We have a good speaker on Friday night on December the 13th. And we'll hunt Friday afternoon. Come in for the speaker, which is Eddie Salters, a turkey guy on TV. He's a pretty good guy. He's a good spiritual guy. We'll get a good fellowship at the fellowship hall at Southside Baptist Church. And then we'll take them hunting Saturday morning and Saturday evening, and we'll provide food for them and a lot of fellowship. And some of them get to tell the testimonies on Saturday night, and we hope they have an enjoyable time. I tell you, I start getting calls from these people. I try to stay in contact with them. And it's the only time of the year they ever get to really get out and do something. And, you know, they're in wheelchairs. Some of them are blind. They're special. They're special. They're our guests. We wouldn't have this without them.
And if I take it to say that these guys, if y'all didn't take them, then they wouldn't get to come. So it takes a lot of preparation, and you got a lot of people, I'm sure, that help you. I know when you was working at Sanders, when this time of the year came, you got excited and worked and you know, and just try to fix it comfortable for them. You know, especially ones in wheelchairs, y'all got Polarises and get them up to the hunt. They actually go hunt. Y'all don't sit around and talk about it. Y'all actually go and hunt, don't you?
One year it snowed, and they had a big time. Some of them we had trouble getting to the stands. We'd load them up on trailers in their wheelchairs. They enjoyed the wheelchair on the trailer ride as much as they did the hunting.
They did the hunt. Well, that's good. Well, have you ever had one of those guys to kill something?
Oh, one year we had 40-something animals taken, and it was a blessing. I mean, and these people, they really want the meat. We dress it for them, send it back packaged in a ice chest for them, and they've killed some hogs, they've killed some coyotes, some bobcats, and some of them hadn't killed anything, but most of the time they do, and that's immaterial. I mean, this is all
I bet that's a joy in your heart that you just cannot replace.
I get sometimes more out of it than they do, and it's not supposed to be that way.
Well, that's good. And I'm just glad to see you doing that. And we're going to be announcing it. Now, when is this big hunt, Big T?
It's December, Friday the 13th. They register at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have a little lunch for them. And 2 o'clock they go out to the hunt. They come back in. We dress the deer for them, take care of all that. Then we have a speaker, Eddie Salters, going to speak that night. Be a good speaker. I'm telling you, he's a good one. And then it'll touch some people's hearts. And then Saturday morning we'll meet up and they'll go out hunting again early Saturday morning, come back in at lunch. The ladies in the church provide sandwiches, and boy, they make some good sandwiches.
You won't eat one of them sandwiches, will you?
I ate too many one day. There's a lady that makes chicken salad, boy, it's the best.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it too late for anybody that's handicapped that would like to get in this hunt? What would be their procedure to do?
Well, they can contact the church, Southside Baptist Church. They can contact Greg Ricks. They can contact Johnny Green, or they can contact me. And they can come even as late as noontime on Friday the 13th. If they want to come, we're going to make it possible.
You're going to make it possible. Big T, that is nice. You know, I have to say this. I couldn't let you off this show without saying this. We worked together for over 20-something years, me, you, and your son, and we had a good thing. And ladies and gentlemen, anything I don't do right, remember, he taught me.
Oh, man.
This is my adopted daddy. If you see Ashley in the store or something, she'll say, there go my brother, and people are just, look. I am so glad. How many years have you been doing this now?
Well, we did it with another group, Outdoors with Friends, Outdoors Without Limits, and we sort of changed over to Outdoors with Friends, and it's been probably going on 20 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Well, we're going to pray that God continues to bless y'all and just keep up the good work, and know that me, myself personally, also Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, any kind of way we can help you guys, just feel free to call on us. You want to say hello to any of your friends out there, any of your coworkers at Wiley Sanders? You done left us now.
Well, I miss y'all, and y'all. That's a good group of people to work with. I tell you, they're top notch out there. I work with Jeffrey, and he molded me a little bit, and I molded him a little bit. He helped my son come along, taught him how to drive the wrecker and do a lot of stuff, and my daughter and my son just love him. They're his brother.
That's right. Well, we thank you, Big T, for coming on. And I call him Big T. His real name is Terry McPherson. So, hey, y'all pray for this hunt, and anything you can do to help them. You might want to make sandwiches, any kind of donation. What was that church?
Southside Baptist Church. Up Brother Street.
Up there in Burnett Street, Southside Baptist Church. Hey, this is a good deal. God won't do nothing but bless you. We're going to go to a commercial break and get our next guest on. Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. $1,000 sign-on bonus? These guys did. Join our family today. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. We are in Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good jobs. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have a 401k where we match your gross pay up to 4%. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come join us today, the family of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Be home on the weekend. Drive for the best today, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today. Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. $1,000 sign-on bonus? These guys did. It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Oh, look at all my beautiful little helpers. We got toys. That's right. It's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Trojan Detail. Also, Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Welcome back to Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. I am excited once again. Got the animal shelter here.
Right. Thank
Got
you for
to
having
talking to you the other day. And give me your name, sir.
Jacob Fannin.
Mr. Fannin, I talked to you the other day when I adopted me a little kitten. I want you to
sir.
know that we named it Jade.
Did you?
Yeah,
Jade.
that's what the
That's a
girls
good name.
named it Jade. And we're just having a ball with it. We're having a ball with it.
Good. I'm
Well,
glad.
how you doing this morning?
Good morning. We're good.
Huh? You
We're all
good?
good. All is well.
He came to church with me yesterday.
Oh, did he?
I was so excited. He come
Yeah.
walking up in there. And the reason I had you two guys to come on at the same time, you know, Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders is all about community building and learning how to drive a truck and get CDLs, but you guys have got something going on. Those cats and animals, I saw the dedication at your place.
Well, thank you.
I saw how it worked, and me not knowing what was going on, I thought that was nice of you to try to make me appointments to get my shots and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and we got some stuff that we're going to be doing, me and Mr. Forrest and Millie Johnson. We're giving away toys.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say I could get both of you guys at the same time, because you could help us.
Sure.
When somebody comes in there and you can tell the situation, you know, and just ask people. This year, I'm getting enough volunteers that we're going to bag toys. Me and Mr. Forrest done decided we're going to bag toys.
Mm-hmm.
We're not taking requests. We're taking ages
Right.
and gender, girl or boy,
Right.
ages 1 to 5.
Right.
I mean, it's from a Hall, Wiley Sanders, Stephen Sanders Trucking, Driscoll Cockwood, Max Hughes Truck, and all of us who did this for the last Trojan Detail, Walt's Gym. We did this. Millie Johnson is our president, so you can call her and you can talk to her about this. But what I want to do for your animal shelter, I had some cups, and I want everybody to see this. These are new.
Oh man, that's nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the big trucking company.
That's
there.
right.
That's the big trucking company. But the next person that comes in and adopts a pet, I don't care what they adopt. Give them one of these cups.
They get a cup.
Give them one of these cups.
That's what I'm talking about.
Give them one of these
They'll
cups.
love that. Thank you very much.
Now, speaking of Christmas, that's a wonderful gift.
Yeah, it
Give 'em
is.
a pet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now,
Something to give them responsibility.
the
you know.
first person that you find that's going to help you, that's going to help us in our toys and delivering. I know you know some people that's going to help us. You give them a cup.
I will.
So we'll give them a cup and then we ask them for something.
Yeah.
We ask them for something.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a
Thank you.
society that every time we turn our news on,
Something
there's
bad.
something bad.
Sure.
And me and Mr. Sanders and Mr. Thompson, we decided with this show it's going to be positive.
Right.
Or we're not going to do it all. Kelly Sanders did Turkeys for Heaven here, and you got your animal shelter. And I'm going to give you a few minutes. Just tell me, what do you do? What is the process? I went through it, but somebody's looking for something. Do y'all take calls? And
Sure. Well, thank you for having me on. And the Pike Animal Shelter has come a long way in a very short period of time. Just in the last 6 months, we've had a change in management. And I'm the interim director, and Jacquenia Majors is the operations manager. But we take a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of detail-oriented procedures to make sure that we're doing everything to code and to state standard. And we do spend a lot of time with the animals as much as we can. We do temperament testing with the dogs so that we find out more about their personalities. We check them for food aggression. We check them for aggression with children. We check them with other dogs, females on males, males on females, that kind of thing, and to find out what they like and what they don't like, because 90% of the animals in the shelter are public strays. Occasionally we do have owner surrenders, but the majority of our animals are public strays. So when a dog comes in or a cat comes in like that, we don't know much about it. We don't know much about its history. Now, sometimes you can tell that the animals have been abused or neglected based on their physical and personality characteristics. But yeah, we just have so many good community compatible animals. And for example, in our big house, what we call the big house, where all the big dogs are, they those dogs, those are great dogs, and they would make wonderful pets, but they just need an opportunity to go home with somebody and learn how to adapt.
And listening to what you're saying, I want to make sure I got this right, because I've been thinking about this. So in other words, you'll keep this animal, and you'll find out, is it good around kids?
Right.
You'll find out, will it work well with other animals?
Correct.
You'll find out, does it try to snap when it
Correct.
eats?
Right.
So
How it walks on a leash, what all of its likes and dislikes, and that way when you come in or a member of the public just walks in off the street and says, well, tell me about this dog, we have some information to pass on to them.
Wow.
Because otherwise we would just tell them, well, it's just a white dog or it's just a black dog, and that's all we know. But we
I'm
spend
just
time with
sitting here thinking, and I want to help, and I'm continue to want to help. And I tell you what we're gonna do, starting the first of the year. Make sure I don't step out on no limb.
Okay.
Once a month,
Okay.
because what you're doing here helps keep our community clean, helps
That's
keep the
right.
strays up. And I know
That's
my
right.
boss loves animals.
Right.
So I know he will not have a objection with it. Matter of fact, he gets his animals from the dog show.
Well, I hope so.
And a lot of times
'Cause they make the
it's
best
so cool. I catch him late in the evening when me and Mr. Sanders when we do our talk. And Derek the same way. He loves his dog. His daddy had a dog. And what we're going to do is once a month, when somebody adopts a dog or a cat, we're going to pay the adoption fee.
Okay.
We're going to do that once a month.
That's
So
great.
every once a month. But now this is what I want. I want a family that's going to take care of it.
Oh, sure.
You set it up with
Sure.
me. We'll have that family and the pet, and we'll have them to come on here,
That'd be wonderful.
and we'll do that. But I'm going to let you pick the family.
Okay.
God knows I got enough to do. I got enough to do.
Right, right.
But
Well,
once a month.
thank you very much. That's
we're going to
great.
do that. And so going in that every month,
We're gonna have
one is going to get
We're gonna have a
adopted.
dog sponsor.
Or cat.
Right.
I don't want to be
Right.
biased.
Oh yeah. Oh sure.
Yeah, dog or cat.
Well, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think that's $60.
Well, we had a special going when you adopted your cat.
I was thinking on 60, but come on, give me the bad news.
It's okay. No, the normal adoption.
You that far as that? It's all good. But
We had a special. We had a Thanksgiving special going. But no, the normal adoption fee is $100, and so which isn't bad, because I will tell you this: that's still about $80 less than the average shelter fee.
Okay.
But now a lot of people forget that we have a lot of money invested in that animal. We have food, we have bedding, we have medications, we have time and resources. We have way more than $100 invested in that animal.
I can believe that.
And that's one thing that we have to remind the public of, it's when we adopt an animal out at $100 fee, to be quite honest with you, that's money walking out the door, as far as we're concerned. But we're okay
basically is you're trying to find a good home for
Absolutely.
this animal.
And also people need to understand too, we take time to vet the adoptee, the person adopting the animal, just as much effort as we put into the animal, because there is an application process. We want to make sure that the person adopting the animal understands what they're taking on and does have the right kind of home for that animal.
When I adopted my cat up there with you, my little kitten for the girls, and it was two ladies in there. One of them is Tom's wife, one who used to be a pilot for us. And she was telling me something. I've been looking for the commercial. I watch a lot of commercials where the animal shelter, not your animal shelter, but they show this commercial where the kids and everybody's got this new pet, and they all excited, and they don't do their research, and it's a lab or something.
Right.
Well, 3 months later, they show the same pet, and he's in the animal shelter. And they make that look so sad.
There you
And
go.
the way she
But
was
it's
explaining
true,
that to
though.
me.
It's true.
Now, where are y'all located, Jacob?
Henderson Highway.
Henderson Highway.
Yes, sir.
On
Just
the
past Wiley Sanders.
Yeah, just like, well, I make sure, when I told the girls, I said, now, this is a one deal. When he comes home, he stays. He's a member of this family.
Right.
And they was all for it, and we pitched in.
But you're right. Unfortunately, that is a reality that we deal with quite a bit, especially living in a college town. People come out on a whim, they see a cute dog, and they think, I gotta have it. They don't do their research. They don't realize what they're taking on. 3 or 4 days later, here comes the dog coming through the front door. And that's a sad situation, because you can see it on the dog's face. We have literally had dogs lay down and cry in the lobby as they watch people walk out the door. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's a bad situation. But that's why we try to, that's why we have an application process. And that's why we try to make sure that
Now, what do you look for in your application process?
Well,
what are you looking for?
We want to make sure that whoever's adopting an animal has a history with a vet, whether it be in Troy or not. We want to make sure that if you've had animals in the past, do you have a history with a vet? Do you have a fenced-in yard if you need one? Do you have other animals or children that are going to be a problem with this animal that you're adopting? Because sometimes, because we do temperament testing, we can tell you, hey, this dog is not going to do well with another male, or this dog is not going to do well with a small dog or a big dog. Well, if you write on your application process, I have 5 Chihuahuas, and we know that this dog does not like small dogs, then we know right away this is not the dog for you. And so that kind of stuff is very important.
Animals are real important. As far as will tell us this with retired vets. A lot of places how did y'all get into realizing that animals was so good for retired vets?
I couldn't, I don't know much about the history of that, but it's a lot of it is good for post-traumatic syndrome and stress, and they can the dog can sense that are trained, and just the companionship of an animal or a dog is like your best friend, and they, know when to love on them and all that kind of stuff. But to answer that question, I don't know when it first began, but it's just like,
But you've seen it work.
Oh yes, and just think about the specialty of a guide dog for a blind person. How animals have fit in our society or for mankind since the beginning of time, and just think about the dogs that our first responders had to depend on at airports and you know, that our K9 division. I mean, that's a wonderful
When
thing.
I think of pets, I think of like God created.
Right.
Anything that's God created, I think we need to take care of it.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah, we
Right.
need to be
Right.
mindful of the trees, the fruit, anything that's committed, that's given to us by Him. You know, I sit here and I think about the good job you do out there with your animal shelter. I wish it was more we could do. But I want to tell you, don't hold your head down. Just keep pushing forward.
No,
Just
we
keep
are.
pushing forward.
We are.
We're gonna throw it. But I hear, you know, I be hearing little things when I be walking by. I hear that you know Mr. Forrest from something else. Well, tell me about
He
it.
taught me in school. He taught me in school, and Coach Lee and I have a history with one another. We have been on stage and sang together.
We have.
We have
Really?
done, oh yeah,
That was fun.
we have done a lot together over the years, and I
In
remember.
constant sorrow all through the day.
And but yeah, I remember
David Helms was on there too.
That's right,
He's
that's
retired principal from
the middle school.
middle school
That's right.
and high school.
I can truly understand. You know, the Bible said to find yourself a friend, you must show yourself friendly.
Yeah.
Now, you've been knowing Coach Lee, obviously, a lot longer than I
long
met
time.
him one morning, here, right here, and I've had an office now, not that long, but anyway, I'm proud of my little office, you know, and I just really don't have nothing. My wife been intending to get me some pictures, but I got a little picture, but he give me this big old flags with all the flags on it,
Oh man.
made out of wood.
Yeah.
Buddy, I come walking up
Yeah.
in there, and I was so proud of that. And
Yeah.
I got it sitting right on my desk, and I've been saying I'm gonna bring it up here and show it off
Yeah.
a little bit, but I got it sitting. It looks like somebody real important.
Now, do y'all have trucks in Alaska?
Huh?
Yeah.
We go to Canada. don't
Have you
know.
ever been in Alaska
I've been.
with a truck, with a Wiley Sanders truck?
No,
I don't guess there's a Wiley Sanders truck in Hawaii, but you've been in just about every one of them. It's a neat thing. I've had another set before that I gave away, but I
Yeah.
had it.
Oh, I
It's
like it.
good.
I've been
Just
interested
need
in
to
show
put
it to
somewhere.
Derek. I haven't showed it off that much, but yeah, I love it. That's why I want to take it home, because I want to take care of it. I keep that little place pretty clean there. At home, I get a little junk in my motorcycle room. I didn't want nothing to happen to that.
Well, Jacob grew up on the Shellhorn Road. His dad's a retired police officer, and his mother worked with a probate judge in
Right.
Pike County for years
That's
and years.
right. That's right.
And are you the only child?
I am. I have
Yeah.
a stepbrother.
Stepbrother,
Yes, sir.
okay.
So you're Pike County bred.
Born and bred. I've been here all my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a school here later on, and that's one of the things that I sell now. I call it selling it, because actually, when I'm recruiting, I'm telling you that I'm the best option.
That's right.
Well, any tool that you have to make your option better is good.
Right.
I can talk about animal shelter. I can talk about you now. I know the guy that owns the animal shelter.
That's
We
right.
get you a pet when you get here.
There you go.
Move here.
Right. We'll get you a
That's
dog.
what I be trying to create. If I see a
Yeah.
young guy that maybe has not started buying his house yet and just getting started, my thing to him is to, hey, give Pike County a chance. We got good schools.
That's right.
We got a college. We got churches.
Yep.
So Lee showed me that we fellowship with one another, so I got to fool him. I got to come see him. I'm going to tell you something, and I keep talking about it because it touched my heart. When he come in, I had told him that I teach Sunday school. You know, the Lord tell us to always be prepared. I really hadn't studied like I should have. And when I saw him, I said, oh, boy.
On the spot.
Well, I didn't know you was.
You know,
I didn't know you
Alabama
was-
dog, I'm going to be honest. I'll be busy through the week, and I usually study on Saturday. And I'm just going to be honest about it. It's the only way to be. The Alabama and Auburn game was on, and after that, I decided to study. And, you know, I went in on good mood.
I was going to say that messed you up. That messed you up.
So, but I was dedicated. I got up early Sunday morning, and I found out that that's when I get it. I get up early on Sunday morning, I get me a cup of coffee, and I read it, and it works out. But I just want you to keep doing what you're doing. Now, we got this toy drive going on.
Right. Right.
And I want you to be looking at people that come in there and get up
Sure.
with Mr. Lee.
Sure.
I heard you call him Coach. And we want to do this fairly. And some people, we're going to deliver. I'm going to use my truck. And some people just got trucks. Just tell them what we got going on. And You can drop your toys off at Walt's Gym or Trojan Detail, or they can personally. My number is public. It's plastered everywhere. You can call me at 334-372-5049, and you tell me you got some toys, and I'll come get them. You can also call me and tell me that you know somebody that needs some toys. What our goal is, and we have to break it down. In other words, anyone that contacts us in a formidable fashion, please don't wait till the last minute. I think we're going to try to get with them. If you contact me and Mr. Lee, anytime after the 15th, I think we'll just start. We'll just give them to these families and let them have them, make it, our job ain't so hard. So find out if it's, family got 3 little girls. I've got a driver, I dare not call his name, but this guy, he brings the toys. One day I'm going to find out the story behind it. Right now the story behind it is God blessing him to bless us with it. But we got a lot of little girl stuff. You find a family got a little girl. Nothing to having one doll.
There's a lot.
It's a big jump.
That's right.
It's a big jump.
That's right.
I got people that I've been doing it with for years that I already know they're going to buy a bicycle.
Right.
Just Cockwood, I know he'll buy a bicycle. Bobby Brown, I know he'll buy a bicycle. Frankie Saris, it's just people that they don't have the time. They're just going to tell me, go get a bicycle, give me a receipt, go get a bicycle.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. So the morning 2 guys, you heard about that, Mr. Lee?
The who now?
The morning guys that do the sports. Did you hear what they're going to do?
No, I missed that part. Oh, are they going to be? I've heard a rumor. Are they going to be?
A little room, but Steve is trying to keep it secretly. We're going to put these guys in a crane. And we're going to park the Wiley Sanders trailer. I told them they couldn't get on top of that trailer. That is a brand new trailer. They just new to us. It's new. But the crane, I'll show you an illustration here. Like the crane is going to be here. And we're going to pick them up to here.
Right.
Pull the party and all.
Oh, man.
24 hours, they got to stay up here. Or 200 bicycles. And
Well, that'd be a sight, won't it?
that's going to be a sight.
What day is that?
We haven't got a date yet, but that's what we're going to do. And these guys volunteered. I commend them, and what I volunteered to do, I'm going to get the trailer, of course, parked out there.
Right.
My next deal is I'm going to get in my pickup, and I'm going to get my girls, and we're going to roll some bicycles. Old man done got a low with the knees, and I got bad feet. I have to cut some surgeries. But we're going to roll them bicycles, and we're going to do the same thing we're going to do with Turkeys from Heaven. When you look in this whole community, I saw things happen.
There's some good folks in Pike
Well,
County.
McPherson.
You take the word right out my mouth. There's some good folks in Pike County.
There really
There's
is.
some good folks. And that's what Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line is all about. We know that.
Right.
That's why we stayed here.
Right.
And that's why we want to do whatever we want to do to this community. And this show is free to people that are trying to do something positive. So I'm going to tell you, sometime if you get a special or something, but we're going to be working together once a month. We're going to do that for y'all.
Man, that'd be wonderful.
That's going to really help.
That'd be wonderful.
Besides
But I would
the-
love to pick. That's what I'm saying. I would love for you to, look at them families. And
Oh, we do.
You the people coming in,
Right.
they just really can't afford it, but make
Right.
sure that they can take care of this
Right.
pet.
Sure.
And we're going to keep up with them. We're going to keep our little list and see
Okay.
how many people. Have fun with
Let's
it.
do it.
Make fun with
I
it.
think that's a great idea.
Go ahead, Mr. Lee.
Besides the adoption, what are some needs that y'all have?
Well,
out there?
we are constantly in need of very specific things, and and that is Clorox or bleach, of course, dog and cat food. But now I will tell you this: it's hard for me to explain this to people sometimes, but beggars can't be choosers, I know. But
Okay.
when it comes to dog food, we specifically feed Purina dog chow. Purina dog chow, and the reason
Checkerboard. Okay.
the reason we stick to that is because if you keep everybody on one diet, you cut down on diarrhea. And diarrhea doesn't sound like a big deal in a shelter until you have 40 dogs with diarrhea. so we specifically feed Purina dog chow, and Clorox and bleach. Latex exam gloves are always a big thing. Blue Dome is something we go through like crazy.
Like the dishwasher.
Right, Blue
Okay.
Dome. With the little duck on the front. Blue Dome is something we need a lot of. We're always in need of leashes and collars and dog toys and things like that we go through, that get messed up.
Okay.
So there's always
Good
a
question.
need. There's always a need. Oh, yeah.
Always on
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys just keep the good work up, and thank you for being on the show. We're going to take a
Thanks for having
commercial
me.
break, and we'll be right back. Join our family today. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. We are in Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good jobs. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have a 401k where we match your gross pay up to 4%. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come join us today, the family of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Be home on the weekend. Drive for the best today, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Oh, look at all my beautiful little helpers. We got toys. That's right. It's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Trojan Detail. Also, Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
We got two.
Join our family today. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. We are in Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good jobs. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have a 401k where we match your gross pay up to 4%. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come join us today, the family of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Be home on the weekend. Drive for the best today, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today. It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Oh, look at all my beautiful little helpers. We got toys. That's right. It's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Trojan Detail. Also, Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
And we're back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. You know, we were sitting here talking and you was about to leave and you told me something real important and I wanted you to tell the audience that. Tell me that again.
Sure. So what we were talking about was at the shelter we have a new program. We just started it a few months ago where we offer to the public and the businesses and churches or any organization or any individual where you can sponsor a run. Now, what we're talking about is, in what we call the big house, which is where all the big dogs stay, each dog has its own individual run. Well, you can sponsor a run, and the way it works is the typical sponsorship is $400. That covers 4 dogs over a period of that year, so that we know for sure that 4 dogs can move. We can move 4 dogs out of that run to a forever home to be adopted. So what that means is that $400 will cover all the vetting and the spay and neuter and all the medication that dog needs. And if somebody comes up to that run and says, I want that dog, it's sponsored, see you. So we have, we currently have 2 of the 18 runs sponsored. We'd love to see all 18 of them sponsored. But Troy Bank and Trust was the very first organization to sponsor a run. And what we do is we put up a sign on the run letting everybody know, so that when you pull up to the shelter, you can see it there who sponsored that run. And so we had Dr. Block sponsored one, and so we have her a sign up, says this run is sponsored by, and then the name of the individual. So you can actually sponsor one in memory of somebody. You can sponsor one as a church or a civic group or a business. It doesn't matter.
I was just sitting here listening at you, and I heard you say that Troy Bank and Trust was the first.
Right.
Bo Cobbage over there, and those guys and ladies at Troy Bank and Trust. I was in there. When was it? Friday, I believe it was. But I got a little deal I'm doing with some little girls. We in a little of everything. That's why I don't try to take on them. But we building a playground.
Oh, really?
And the little girl, her last name is Dawson. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. She's going to take my job. I'm going to give her my job. She was so good. But I got her and 4 of her friends are doing an essay. Mm-hmm. And they're going to take this essay, and I'm going to use it for good literature about trucking. I know they're going to find some things that I don't even know. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I was in Troy Bank and Trust, going back to my story, I was in Troy Bank and Trust, and when I told him that, he just picked up the phone and called the lady that does that. Mm-hmm. And I heard you just say some good people in Pike County. Right. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we're back. We come up with a brainstorm, and that's why we're back. Come on, Mr. Lee.
When I was 18 years old, my grandfather, Lewis McLeod, took me to Troy Bank and Trust with Mr. Frank McClure and signed a $800 note on a 1971 LTD, and I've been Troy Bank and Trust ever since. Imogene Walters, Dinah Lee, Mr. Curvin. The whole.
I don't know whether
Jeff
you saw
Bentley,
it or not,
Paul
but
Watkins.
I had Miss Judy from Troy Bank and Trust on here, and I always get people asking me, what are we going to talk about?
Right.
And my answer to that, I'm not going to ask you nothing you don't know.
Right.
That's my answer. Because that makes people feel comfortable.
Sure.
Because I know the people that I'm interviewing. I always say, I'm not going to ask you nothing you don't know.
Right.
Miss Judy didn't ask me that. Miss Judy had her CDs and her stuff up here. And when I said, good morning, this is Miss Judy, she was gone. She was gone. I pray to God that I can move around and get around like Miss Judy when I get that age. And, I tell you this, Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, I'll tell you something that I'm really, really enjoying. It's the relationships that we're building. Next week we got the fire chief and the chief of police, and they're going to tell people, we're living in a critical time when people will leave a heater. Those little space heaters, they're just for what they say, that little space.
Right.
But when you go to bed at night, unplug that thing,
Right.
take that thing off, and
Well, that's a
be
good thing.
careful when you open your door. And ladies, go in groups.
Right.
Go in groups. And I always told my kids, I've always said this. When they say don't scream, you scream as loud as you can.
That's right. That's
You
right.
scream as loud as you can. Average people that do that is a coward.
Right.
And when you make that noise, it startles him too, because he's a coward. If he won't work, he's a coward.
Right.
This
That's
is
right.
if he's trying to take something from somebody. So
That's right.
we just want everybody to be careful. 2019 is we've almost made it. Every time it gets this time of year, something tragic happens. So I encourage people to be careful, because Mr. Sanders has told me in 2020 some big things are going to happen. I mean, we're getting big. And I know you're probably sitting there looking and saying, well, y'all got the whole hour. We're getting big.
Good.
We're getting big. That's our safety first.
That's right.
Big mix. I mean, we getting in with these schools, and we're building something in this town. And we're taking the town. We're going to a commercial break. My next guests are here. Join our family today. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. We are in Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good jobs. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have a 401k where we match your gross pay up to 4%. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Come join us today, the family of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Be home on the weekend. Drive for the best today, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today. Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. These guys did. It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Oh, look at all my beautiful little helpers. We got toys. That's right. It's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Trojan Detail. Also, Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
We're back with Truck Talk with Wiley Sanders Truck Line. My guest that I've been waiting on all morning is finally here, Bishop State Community College. Down there in Mobile, isn't it?
Mobile, Alabama.
Good to have you. Got one of the instructors here, Mr. McNair. Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
I get this question all the time, and every instructor comes in here, I ask them the same thing. I'm an individual out there, and I want to drive a truck.
Okay.
What's my step? What would you tell me when I come to you?
At this time, you have to get a permit
Mm-hmm.
to drive a truck. So you study your book, you have to go to DPS, take a test to get a permit to drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. After you get the permit, register school, come to school.
Come to school.
Right.
Now, do you offer programs or the cash basis, or do
Well,
you have that WIO? What do they call
WIA.
WIA.
Now, if you don't have a job or you're in bad shape, they will pay so many, each class, they give so many people money to come to school.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that you understand that we love having your school here. We're going to give y'all a treat today. Going to buy you some lunch and going to show y'all facilities. Is that one of your students you got?
That's one of our students. He's still in class.
You're still in class.
Yeah,
Now, how long is your class?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. We love those schools that have a long class.
Yeah, every 8 weeks we have a new class.
That's a long piece of equipment. Sir, I know you asked me what was I going to ask you, and if I'd have told you, it would have made you so nervous. So I just waited till you got on air. What have you learned about trucking? What made you want to get into trucking? Let me ask you that. What made you want to get into trucking?
I had a grandfather that he drove like dirt trucks and stuff like that. So I always been interested since I was a kid. So
You always been interested in trucking. Yeah. Okay. So you live down in Mobile?
yes, sir.
Well, you look around this town now before you leave today. And you talk to Mr. Lee over there. We're gonna tell you all about this town. We're gonna get you signed up in this town. Let me ask you this: automatics or manual?
Well, we had manuals, but we going automatics. We got 4 new automatics, and that way it's gonna be easy for us to train them with automatics.
It's gonna be easy to train with
It is easy to train, and our maintenance costs will go down because they have clutches, transmissions, and universal joints.
You
They
sound like a trucking company.
Yeah, that's the problem. And with automatic, it's like driving your car. You know,
Yeah.
It's just a big car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got all your whistles and bells. And
I had an instructor in here the other day, and so the guy said, "Well, I don't like automatics." He said, "Well, you don't like your car, do you?"
But,
So how long you been in school now?
6 weeks.
6 weeks. All right. Most young people, when we get home, they want to drive, but they don't want to be gone. and I'm just going to show you something here. This here is called True Snap. And that's my binder. This True Snap. It's made by us. This is something that we make right here in this little town. You go to Lowe's, Home Depot, any of those places, you'll see made in Troy, Alabama. In order to make this product, I got to have a product coming in, which I get this from a battery. Let me tell you about the life of a battery in Troy. When a battery comes to Troy, I make this bucket. I move from the bucket, and then I do make this lead ball, which is a lot bigger, about like that. That's what this is us. That's Sanders. That's just a miniature version of it. Then I take the liquid and I make fertilizer. So when a battery comes to Troy, it's about a done deal.
Well done.
Well done. Well done deal. When I look at these schools and stuff, let me ask you this. You was telling me about the permit. Now, if I'm in your school and I'm training to drive, say in the 8 weeks, say when the 8 weeks come up, I don't feel comfortable. What is the process then? What do you do then?
Well, we work with you. You know, see, truck drivers not for everybody. I always tell them we start at the same time, but we don't finish at the same time. Some is slow, and some excel and get out of school. But we do the best we can to work with you. It's a job now. Don't get me wrong. It's a choice.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of good drivers from here. But believe it or not, we keep up diligently with the schools and what they give us. Nowadays, let me tell you something, sir. You have not made a bad decision getting your CDL. But you got to have it up here, like he said. Truck driving is not for everybody. But I tell every young man this. If you want to drive somewhere, look for stability. We've been in business since 1959. I am 58 years old. Only job I ever had.
Young fella.
and I say this to you, can you make it? Yes. Why do I know that? I made my living driving by the mile. When you with a company that you can go, but just got its own product. I got 3 products. I got 5 sister companies right here in Troy, Alabama. I'm not going to never not have nothing to do. When you lose money in trucking, when the truck is like this one here sits, you got to roll. You get paid by the mile. I tell everybody, when them wheels roll, you make money. Empty or loaded, we pay. Because having our own freight, sometimes we have to go and get it.
Right.
You know, we may have to go a couple of 100 miles to get what we want. But we don't have to depend on nobody else's freight. We haul freight, don't get me wrong. We got a lot of freight. Which all that combined gives us something to do. And anytime I get a student in front of me, I do not dare not take the opportunity to tell you what we got going on. Anytime I have an instructor with me, I want him to know what we got going on. So when students ask you stuff, you can say, well, you know, I talked to the guy at Wiley Sanders. But, man, anything you want to do in trucking, got to be this. You got to be safe. Got to have no drugs in your system. And no speeding tickets, these 15-mile-an-hour old. Don't get me wrong, I love to go fast. Can't do it with a CDL. It's just not worth it to you. It's your livelihood. You know, you and your buddy all sitting at the traffic light. You know, he wants you to hit it. Do you know how many people I turn down in a week's time? It's sad. A lot of them be young guys like you, and boy, when you look and see one got a Camaro, Corvette, Mustang. When he put that on his application, you can just about, it's just bad. So I try to tell all young guys, be careful, man. Don't get them tickets. With your CDL, if you meet all the requirements I just gave you, if you don't have no speeding tickets, you know, 15 mile over, them old bad tickets, no DUI, you get DUI, you can get trucking up. No drugs, you can get a job anywhere that needs a CDL driver. I just want it to be with me. But you can get a job anywhere. You can tell him that.
Well, I just tell him, you know, it can change your life too. If you went to prison for something early, when you get out of prison, you got a clean driving record. You don't have no tickets, you don't have no accident. Come to school, do a good job. The employers ask you, how did you do in class? We tell them. But we say, Johnny did good in class, but he was in prison 5 years. He had an accident? No. No tickets? No. And he did good in class, we're going to give him a chance. And that's what they do. They change these people's life around. And you can make a decent living the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing about a decent living, a good, honest living, it makes you proud of what you have. We take 4% of your gross pay, we put it back in your 401k. In other words, we match it. If you take out 4%, we take 4%. I tell everybody, when you get started, start right then.
Right.
You ain't used to it.
That's right.
Set your standard up then. You can go higher. You can always go back, but you always want to look higher.
Exactly.
So I tell everybody, start off 4%. The day you're eligible to start, which is 30 days after employment, start right then. We're going to start matching it every week that you work for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, and you're not getting the 4% match. You're giving away.
Drop in the bucket.
You just drop it. It's free money.
Keep on.
Let me tell you something. I've been in it, and I can see the difference from when I was doing it and from now I got help, because it's like help. And it just so happened that I was on that magical number of 4, and so, you know, when they start matching 4, and I got to thinking, you know, who's better to take care of you than that man and you? There are no two other better. The man upstairs and you. So if they're going to put 4%, you put 5. You be a little better to yourself than somebody else.
Is it right? Well, I always tell people, prepare for war in time of peace.
Hey, you're in the military.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, if you don't put nothing in, when you get my age, you'll be a world of trouble.
Yeah.
See, you know, if you don't have no insurance, no retirement, no income, you know, you're just in a world of hurt.
Yeah. You know, you was talking about truck driving changes people's lives. I see a lot of people, and I'm not talking about nobody, but I see a lot of people like me. I couldn't physically get around on a labor job, but I can make it driving a truck. I'm just sitting there. Or something, walking up and down some steps and walking all day long, I couldn't do it. Oh, a young man like you, and the way trucking is today, and I say this from my heart, if you can't make it with us, you can't make it in trucking. We got the easiest thing going on. We got some stuff that just goes one place. When you back up to the dock, and he'll tell you, when you back up to the dock, they unload it and rolled you something else on. And that was our warning. Okay. I don't think the other part of our class gonna make it. We're gonna have to get y'all. Okay. We're gonna have to get y'all back, Bishop State. I mean, we had too many people that this went through, and I'm gonna take full credit for it. Me and Sean, and I was trying to give him respect by not getting into his school, but I see now that sometimes I got to be with me putting this show together. Young man, how old are you?
23 years old.
23 years old. Now, this is what I want you to do. When you leave him, you average 25 cents a mile. 2,500 miles a week in a year's time. And I got some paperwork I'm going to show you. But you think of 4% of that for the next 15 years. And I think I hear those guys at the door. There's somebody knocking at the door. But save yourself something, young man. Save yourself something. You're young now. You can work a little extra. You got any kids?
No, sir.
No kids? Ooh, you get time in his life,
yeah, a good time to drive.
You get a good time to drive. You know, I've seen places in this world I will never be able to see. I'm not trying to predestinate my financing, but if I had the money to go, I wouldn't pay to go up there. But getting paid to go was a pleasure. Was a pleasure to get paid to go.
I love truck driving.
You love it?
45 years.
Did it for 45 years?
I still been teaching 17 years at Bishop. I retired.
17 years?
Yeah, I retired in 2002 from Consolidated Freight.
Okay. Now, see, I like that. I like that. That's
I
an instructor. That's an instructor there. That's an instructor there. So you coming back. You coming back. We're going to get it set up. where you can have more of your class here.
Right.
Let me ask you this. Out of those 17 years, you've seen a lot of students come through.
Oh,
Do you
God,
keep up with a lot of them, see how they make
well, I
it?
call everybody truck drivers. I'm bad on names, no faces, but when they see me on the street, they see me where my wife says, "You better have a truck driver in Alabama." Which I almost. I just call them truck drivers. And, you know, they thank me for helping them. And, you know, Lord been good to me, too. I'm 75 years old.
He sure
So
has.
he been good to me, and I'm just trying to pass a little experience on to them.
I love that.
I was going about 3 million miles to safe driving.
I know my boss is sitting there watching going, yes. I don't care what you do. You got to have experience.
Yeah.
The more experienced you are, the better you're going to be. That's why when I talk to a school and they say, well, we turn them out in 4 weeks. We turn them out in, I don't say nothing, but I'm thinking to myself, what are you turning out in 4 weeks? It's hard. It's hard. But when I see an 8-week class, see, because let me say this to you, I'm watching my time. We have a 10-week training program. And I'll be the first to say, I was not really for that at one time. But the more I got in safety and the more I learned how things worked, it's good to have. Your life is out there, somebody's granddaughter's out there, somebody's
Your
husband,
kids,
your kids.
yeah.
So it's just good to be safe, and the more you learn. And remember this, 10 weeks, you can do anything for 10 weeks.
Sure.
We're going to put you with a young person. We're going to put you with somebody that's compatible with you. You can come to me and say, hey, this ain't working out. I'll swap you one time. Now, if I go swapping you again, I'm going to go looking at you. But we'll work out, because everybody's not compatible. But we'll work it out. Man, I'm eager, excited to show you the things I'm going to show you today. We're going to go eat, and then we're going to get y'all out of here. But we're going to have a good day. I'm going to show you.
Take your time.
I'm going to show you what gets
Right.
this to this to this.
Right.
And, you know, I just got all kind of stuff, man, that we do at Wiley Sanders. I mean, we're making our own product in a town like this. And this is how this originated. The reason we start bringing schools here and showing people, what they say, talk is cheap. The bread is in the pudding. I can sit and tell you. But today, I done showed you this. And when you see with your eyes, you're going to be like, okay. 'Cause we big. That's what we tell everybody. We big and we getting bigger and we're safe. Safety first.
Up.
Huh?
Thank you.
Well, I thank you for coming up. And I'm going to tell you this. You coming back because we didn't get all your crew in.
Let me say this now. We got a great school, and we got a great director, Bradley Wallace, running the school.
Bradley Wallace.
Bradley Wallace.
Okay.
He make that school what it is.
To make it what it
And
is.
we have good employees and good instructors.
Well, that's good.
We try to put everything together.
Well, that's good. Well, we thank you for another edition of Truck Talk. What we're going to ask you to do is to be safe. Remember, if you have it, at some point in time, it was on a truck. Until next Monday, hey, thank you. Be safe. You pray for me and I'll pray for you. Goodbye. It's that time of year again. Merry Christmas from Wiley Sanders Truck. Oh, look at all my beautiful little helpers. We got toys. That's right. It's the toy drive from Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Trojan Detail. Also, Walt's Gym. It's Christmas time. Girls and boys, can you do it? I don't hear y'all.
Merry Christmas from Raleigh Truck Line.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay away